everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hollyoaks star Danny Mack has spoken in depth about his return to the show for the first time. The actor recently reprised his popular role as Dodger Savage after 10 years away from the Channel 4 soap. Now working in the police, Dodger has returned to the village on an undercover mission to investigate Rex Gallagher's sinister secrets. Rex's recent criminal actions paved the way for one of the biggest Hollyoaks stories of 2025, with Dodger right at the center of it. Danny recently caught up with Digital Spy for an exclusive chat about what's to come. "I've always been in contact with the show since I left in 2015. I was very lucky that Dodger left with the door wide open. There were many conversations over the last decade where former executive producer Brian Kirkwood would reach out and say, 'Is there any chance you would come back for this?' That's down to the Blakes and the Savages having so many fantastic storylines, which would have opened the door for Dodger to return. Fortunately for me, I left back then, and I've never looked back. It's been job after job, and I've been busy doing work that I was really excited about. I started Hollyoaks very early in my career, and it was a solid 4 years of work. It was great, but then I really wanted to spread my wings and do as much as I could, because that's what we all aim for as actors. I've been blessed that I've been able to do that." How did this return come about? Logistically, personally, and professionally, when I spoke to executive producer Hannah Cheers originally, it wasn't the right time, but things then literally slotted into place, so I asked her if it was worth us having a chat. Hannah told me, "Danny, it couldn't be a better time to have this chat. I've just come out of a meeting, and this would be the cherry on the top of what's going to happen." We met for dinner, and it was really lovely. It wasn't even about a pitch to get Dodger back, it was about where Hannah was at, where the show was at, how Hannah has been personally, and the same with me. Then it progressed to talking about the opportunity for Dodger's return and how he could be utilized in the story. As it's the show's 30th anniversary this year, I just feel very fortunate and grateful. I'm really honored that Hannah feels Dodger can be part of this exciting and explosive milestone. Yeah, I know how much I've changed and developed over the past 10 years. And I know for a fact that Dodger will have been through that as well. Probably even more so, because his life and his experiences are so much crazier than mine in some respects. Dodger's had to deal with all of those things while getting older, so it's how he carries all of that. I'm really grateful that Dodger gets to come back on the front foot, rather than arriving back to the family with his tail between his legs. He's back in a way that he might not have planned, so his two worlds are colliding again. For that to be in Hollyoaks is exciting for me, and hopefully it's exciting for the show too. There are some things I'm still waiting to find out. I filmed a bit at the end of last year, and I'll be coming back in a few weeks, so a lot of those details will have continued to develop while I've been away. I do know that the foundations are there for this to be a huge, ongoing journey for all of those characters involved. I think we are just at the start of what is going to be something much bigger. How much Dodger already knows about the bigger journey, I'm not fully sure yet. I don't know if he already knows how big the journey is going to be and he's at stage 1, or whether he thinks he's at stage 10, but actually it's going to 100. Either way, it's going to be really exciting. We've seen in the New Year trailer that Dodger clashes with Donnie soon. Can you tell us about their dynamic? Yes, Dodger is doing his undercover work, and then Donnie goes back to the police force and gets on his high horse by arresting him. It's the last thing Dodger needs at this point. He can't be seen to be on the wrong side of the law while he's trying to work so closely with Rex. It really puts a spanner in the works in a huge way for Dodger. It's his first big trip up. That's all still to come. We've been in scenes where our characters are crossing paths, but they've not actually seen each other yet. We haven't connected on screen, but it's going to be really exciting when that happens. I don't know how, where, or when that happens yet. Dodger and Sienna's biological father Jeremy is also in the village. I've not had a script yet where we see Dodger realize that. We may presume that he already knows, because he's in a relationship with Maxine. That relationship is massively helpful as a tool for myself, Hannah, and the writers, because it means we can presume that anything Dodger needs to know, he can have already been told by her. So we don't need to spend the first few months just having Dodger reacting to all of this crazy news about his family. I've got my own thoughts and feelings towards how I think Dodger should and would act around Jeremy. It's a collaboration between everyone, so I'm looking forward to getting into those discussions about it. How serious is Dodger and Maxine's relationship? Are you pleased to be working with Nikki Sanderson again? I'm always pleased to be working with Nick, she's awesome. As for how serious it is, that's a bit of a complicated question. I don't think we can expect that the relationship is everything it seems to be. There's more to be discovered within that. Again, I'm not trying to be secretive, but I'm not totally sure on what's been finalized by Hannah and the writers yet. That's a really exciting question because Dodger was always in the crazy, soapy drama storylines, and that was really fun. He always skirted around the likes of Brendan and Warren, but he was never really involved heavily. That was always too dark for him. Now it feels like Dodger is really caught between those two worlds, and that's really fun for me. I think it gives him a real legitimacy and a gravitas within his character. For me personally, I don't think anyone can get in Dodger's way. His morals will always be what they are. But when you've lost everything, you've got nothing else to lose, and I think that's where he's gone to. Will he always be Dodger, or will he become Mark now? We have discussed that, but we haven't come to a conclusion yet because it's another great question. Is he always going to be Dodger, or has he outgrown that now? I think Dodger's identity has always been a real question mark anyway. When he started the show, he went on a great journey. He thought he knew exactly who he was, but then bit by bit, they ripped any identity he had away from him and then left him with nothing. Even the person that Dodger thought was his dad when he left now isn't his dad. So at what point does he go, I don't care anymore? With those questions, there's so much up for grabs for Hannah and the writers. It's not up to me at all, but I'm sure I can have a voice in those discussions and Hannah will give me those chances. We can either watch him discover who he is, or find out who he's decided he is. If I'm honest, I don't quite know myself yet which way it's going to go. Danny Mack, the charismatic actor beloved by fans of Hollyoaks, has finally addressed the rumors and speculation surrounding his potential return to the iconic soap as Mark Dodger Savage. Known for his charm, dark past, and compelling storylines, Dodger remains one of the most memorable characters in the show's history. In an exclusive interview, Danny Mack opened up about the possibility of stepping back into Dodger's shoes and teased what a potential return might look like. A nostalgic comeback. Fans of Hollyoaks will remember Dodger Savage as a cheeky yet troubled figure whose life was a whirlwind of drama, secrets, and intense family dynamics. Danny Mack's portrayal of Dodger earned him critical acclaim and a dedicated fan base, with viewers drawn to the character's complexity. Despite leaving the show in 2015, Dodger's shadow has loomed large over the village, with fans frequently campaigning for his return. In the recent interview, Danny acknowledged the fans' enduring love for Dodger. It's incredibly humbling to know how much the character still resonates with people, he shared. Dodger was such a significant part of my life, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have played him. Hearing fans ask for his return means the world to me. When asked if he'd consider returning to Hollyoaks, Danny's response was coy but hopeful. Never say never. I've always said that Dodger's story felt unfinished in some ways. The idea of exploring what he's been up to and how he might reintegrate into the village is really intriguing. The dark return plot. Danny's potential return as Dodger wouldn't be a straightforward homecoming. According to insiders, discussions about his return revolve around a darker and more twisted storyline. In the years since Dodger's departure, much has changed in the Hollyoaks universe. His twin sister, Sienna, has been through a roller coaster of events, and the Savage family's secrets have continued to haunt the village. If Dodger were to come back, it wouldn't be all sunshine and rainbows, Danny teased. He's been through so much, and I'd want that reflected in his story. There's a lot of unresolved trauma, not just for Dodger but for the people he'd interact with. Returning to Hollyoaks would mean confronting his past and the impact he's had on others. The proposed storyline, according to rumors, would delve into Dodger's struggles with guilt, betrayal, and redemption. Having been on the run and living under the radar, Dodger's reappearance would send shockwaves through the village. Questions about his time away, his relationships, and his intentions would be at the heart of the drama. Revisiting old relationships. One of the most exciting prospects of Dodger's return is the potential to revisit his relationships with key characters. Sienna Blake, his twin sister, has undergone a profound transformation since Dodger's departure. From her villainous streak to her moments of vulnerability, Sienna remains a cornerstone of the show. Dodger and Sienna have such a complicated bond, Danny reflected. Their relationship was always intense, and there's so much history there. I think exploring how they reconnect after all this time would be fascinating. Would they trust each other? Would they clash? There's so much potential. Fans are also eager to see how Dodger's return would impact other characters, including his former love interest, Maxine Miniver. The pair shared a passionate yet tumultuous relationship, and revisiting their dynamic could bring a fresh wave of drama and emotion to the show. A new layer of complexity. Danny emphasized that any return would need to stay true to Dodger's essence, while also showing growth and change. Dodger isn't the same person he was when he left, he explained. He's older, hopefully a bit wiser, but he's also been through experiences that have shaped him in ways we haven't seen yet. I think fans would want to see a deeper, more nuanced side of him. This complexity aligns with Hollyoaks' reputation for tackling challenging and relevant issues. From mental health to family trauma, the show has never shied away from exploring tough topics, and Dodger's return could provide a powerful platform for these themes. Fan reactions. The possibility of Dodger's return has already sparked excitement among fans on social media. Tweets and posts speculating about his storyline have flooded platforms, with many expressing their hopes for an epic comeback. Danny Mack's Dodger was my favorite character ever. If he comes back, it'll be the best thing to happen to Hollyoaks in years, one fan wrote on Twitter. Another fan shared, Dodger's story always felt like it had more to give. Danny Mack is such a talented actor, and I'd love to see him bring that intensity back to the show. Danny's perspective on legacy. For Danny Mack, playing Dodger was a career-defining role. Since leaving Hollyoaks, he has gone on to star in various stage and screen projects, showcasing his versatility as an actor. However, he remains deeply appreciative of his time on the soap and the platform it provided him. Hollyoaks will always hold a special place in my heart, he said. It's where I grew as an actor and where I connected with so many incredible people. Dodger's journey is one I'll always cherish. When asked about his thoughts on the show's evolution, Danny praised the creative team for their bold storytelling. The writers and producers have done an amazing job keeping the show fresh and relevant. It's exciting to think about how Dodger could fit into the current landscape of Hollyoaks. The final word. While nothing has been officially confirmed, Danny Mack's openness to returning as Dodger Savage has reignited hope among fans. The prospect of exploring a darker, more complex storyline adds an intriguing layer to the potential comeback. If the time and story are right, I'd love to step back into Dodger's world, Danny concluded. There's so much more to tell, and I think it'd be an incredible journey for both the character and the fans. For now, viewers can only speculate about what the future holds for Dodger Savage. Whether or not Danny Mack returns to Hollyoaks, one thing is certain. His legacy as one of the show's most unforgettable characters remains intact. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.